somewhere out there we have one of the restreams that says it's streaming, but isn't. It says an error occurred. Try again later. I'm gonna hit that refresh. Yeah, it says an error occurred on X. Hold on, the potatoes. We got an error on X, people. Checking it out, boss. Opening it up. Opening it up. We're definitely there. We're definitely there. It says here this broadcast has ended. Well, that's not right. It says here it's counting down. Interesting. Here, I'm going to try shutting this off. And then shutting it back on. Shutting it on. That's a real phrase, sir. You got it, boss. All right. Hold on. There we go. A biddly boom. Now we're just going to we're going to find all of you guys. Don't worry. We're coming for you. We're going to find all of you. Just as soon as we auto find and activate. Oh, I found you, but now it's too late for your words to appear. There's only one way to fix things, is to be like the growly bear and flood. Flood as you've never flooded before. For lo, we must know if you are alive or not. And then also I'll check in on X. It says here this broadcast has ended. So strange. So strange indeed. A 22-second broadcast is all that it showed. I wonder why it said an error occurred. Let me try editing. Oh, I see. Teach me something office hours. Sunday edition. There we go. I bet it didn't want to post the same word a second time because of spam filtration. It wants to filter in the spam. There we go. Excellent. Test. Check 1 2. Check 1 2. All right.
Check 1 2. Oh, you know it.
Yeah, boy!
I too am prepared to begin this evening.
An evening in the morning.
Yes.
Hey up, oh dear.
All right. We are off to a hell of a start here. A certified Bob Ross instructor would love to teach you to paint. Hang on. Okay, I got a question. Here's the thing that I wanted to test out is whether or not you guys can call in with video stuff. Because if we could do this, this would be amazing. Let me do this. I'm going to open up the call manager. I'm going to give you guys a password. I'm going to give this. Here we go. Yeah, all right. This is just open with a rando password. I guess I'll do that, right? There can't be a bad side to y'all watching. Let's just see. Well, here, I'll just post it everywhere. Everywhere. Everywhere except X. Oh no, it did an error again. I don't think we're live on X. I'd hate to restart everything. I did not see the coverage of Bob Ross on Last Week Tonight. Okay, let's see. I guess I don't know how it works with the multiple calls at the same time. It seems like you should be able to boot people. But whatever, here. Somebody call in. This always goes well, right? Let's see if this live event is over. And then I'll take a look and see who calls in. Beep bop ba ba. Oh. Oh, interesting. I don't know if this is giving me the right. Activate. So I don't know if it's currently if it's currently restream. Sorry, look here. Let me let you guys see what I'm seeing. Oh shit! Yo! Hell yeah! Oh no! It says Growly Bear disconnected. That was brief. All too brief. Okay, well, I'm going to not worry about X for the moment. Ah, there we go. DeGrowly Bear is back. We'll see if DeGrowly Bear is able to send content. And then we'll get DeGrowly Bear on here. And then meanwhile, what I can do... Oh, that's right. I'll tell you what we'll do is the link is always the same. It's always going to be, I think, vMix call or call vMix, whichever one of those. But then there'll be a password that is easy enough to redo. It shows DeGrowly Bear is currently logged in, but I don't see any audio coming in or video. Let's see, video source. Yep. Audio source, yep. Advanced setting, remote guest video bandwidth. Okay, show blank frame on disconnect. Yeah, it's not showing up. Oh, got it. All right, he's setting up right now. You'll figure it out. It's just a browser. It's just like any other video call browser thing. Check. There we go. Now I can hear myself. I pasted a thing. Right now, DeGrowly Bear's on it. Deconverted Man, do you have a... do you have a webcam and audio? You could jump the queue. I can see if there's a way for me to disconnect DeGrowly Bear. Here, I'm going to drop DeGrowly Bear. Bloop. And then I'm going to... open up that call manager. Oh no, it didn't disconnect. Interesting. I thought this is supposed to be able to control things. Why on earth would you have a call center if you can't control things? That makes no sense. Look at this. There's DeGrowly Bear, and if I right click on this, whoops, if I right click on this, it says disconnect. But then when I disconnect and I open up the call manager, oh, it says call disconnected. Apparently that worked. Okay, so what I'll do is I will give... There we go. The password. Actually, I'll just send it to Deconverted Man. Reply to user. Boom. Sent. Now you have the password. As do a bunch of other people. But hopefully we'll get Deconverted Man to teach us something. Oh, here we go. Look at this. Sparklers. Break the gray off. Mash fine and coarse. Fill a plastic bottle cap ×2. Use the sparkler as a fuse. Wrap once with electrical tape for a flashbang. Wrap 10 for a spark fountain. Yeah, dude. That totally works. Yeah, you light it, chuck it, and it goes kaboom. That's a good one, Conversion King. I like it. Oh, DeGrowly Bear is logged in again. He's back. But I still don't see any content from DeGrowly Bear. I'm gonna see what happens if I disconnect. Although I'm waiting on Deconverted Man to... Oh, wait, maybe. Aha! Deconverted Man is running to the bathroom. DeGrowly Bear, if it says you have a cam but nothing shows up, try opening a different browser or go to incognito mode on your current browser. Then that way you'll have a different device open, because it could be that. That often fixes things on my end. Oh my goodness. You want talk? I got a card trick I can perform with your hands over the phone. Does your old public phone number still work? Oh, this sounds like a good one. Football 27. I'll tell you what, hold that in the wings. We're right now we have somebody who wants to teach us Bob Ross stuff, and we're testing everything with DeGrowly Bear. That'll be the first thing. Evading Magic. Hey, Brian, what's this live about? I'm late to the party. Oh, not that late. We're only, 2.5 months in? Every morning, give or take. I do office hours from 8:30 to 9:30. Usually that's me taking care of the stuff I need to do no matter what, except for you guys are allowed to poke in and ask questions. But today it's Sunday, so I wanted to see if we can elevate our game by having you guys call in using the vMix call feature. So right now we're doing technical support. Oh, sorry. I mean, there we go. There we go. DeGrowly Bear's on it. Making it happen. If this works, what we're going to be able to do is we'll be able to set up stuff like multicam stuff, and then I'll be able to make everything pretty. We'll be able to have a call-in segment to our morning missives. But in the meantime, ASL Alphabet would be a great one, Tony and Bowden. I know I'm okay to a bit. It's like A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O. And then I'm lost. So that'd be good. That'd be good. Whoa, I love the fact, Crandall Logan, that I fully thought router meant network router. I was like, yeah, I'd like to learn how to use a router. And then I read the rest of it, and it's like, oh, whoops, never mind. All right, I'll try one more time turning on X. It says offline, says sending data now. And now it says, wait for it. It says it's streaming. We'll see whether or not it works. Welcome, X. How excellent of you. That was terrible. Shame on me. Shame on me. That was bad. Here we go. Test. Okay. I don't know what I expected since this is not turned on. Let's see if it'll activate. And then right now over on the call manager, it does show, aha, how do you set the mic? Ooh, wait a minute. Deck Conan, Fortitude 30, it's your fault. You did it. This is on you, my guy. I've been waiting for your email, and you ain't sent it. We got 30.
Hello.
What? DeGrowly Bear. Hell yeah. Hold on. There we go. DeGrowly Bear, you're live on the air. We did it. Huzzah, sir. It's good to see you face to face. How you doing, man?
I'm good, sir.
This is fantastic.
I had on the PC before it could recognize the camera.
That's right. Yeah. So it'll definitely do that. What I wish that there was an easy way to kind of set this up for like a holding room, but instead the way vMix works, it just lets you in, which I guess is fine. Oh, you know what? I guess now I think about it, I could have just I'm going to turn you down and you keep talking. We'll see if we'll test this. There you go. Say something. Yep. That's on me. That's on me. I could.
Brian.
Yep. There you go. Now you're back. Now you're back.
Okay. Sounds good, sir.
Okay. So now this is the second thing we want to test because when Dylan Theus called in, I think we had a crush of people that was messing stuff up. And what I don't know is whether or not one person can try to kick someone. I don't know what the busy signal experience is like for someone. So what I'll do is Deconverted Man, if you are in the chat, I'm gonna post to you this password.
Second person online can see what holding.
Sorry, say it again.
I said you need at least 2 people. Then you can see if there's a holding room because there'd be a notification that someone's ready to come in.
Well, what it does is right now, as I understand it, what it'll do is it'll have me make a different input on there for each one, and then so we can have multiple people calling in. But at some point, we saturate the bandwidth. This is all stuff that if I was a normal human, I would just watch videos and learn and then try. But I tend to put things. I've been accused of putting things out of order.
Live.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly right. So Deconverted Man, if you go to, was it Call vMix or vMix Call?
There's a link above that says the advanced version if you can use that. That's how I got in with the camera.
Aha.
The original version wouldn't let me select a camera.
Oh, it would be audio only. Okay. All right. Well, Deconverted Man has the password. He's going to try to kick you off the air. So if you get kicked off, then that means weirdly success happened, and that's what we want. And then, but in the meantime, let's talk a bit. DeGrowly Bear, you're one of the folks who is equal parts Twitch and YouTube, right?
Yeah, I've got accounts on both sides, but I do more Twitch than YouTube.
Yeah, and Twitch tends to be the lower latency one of the two.
Okay, for Twitch, you could say latency is lower, but you can't cast at such a high quality as YouTube allows you to. You can't do 4K.
Got it.
At the moment, they're still testing 2K, which is all on your PC. If you can broadcast it, they'll allow it.
Okay. All right. Well, here, Deconverted Man says he's there, but it's just a blue screen, which I think is the busy signal. So I'm going to see here. You stay on the line, DeGrowly Bear, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to rudely kick you off. I'm going to disconnect you, and I'll see if that works. And then when it opens, we'll see if Deconverted Man is able to call in. All right. All right. Here we go. So now I'm disconnecting you. I don't know if I did that right. There we go. Are you still there? Nope, you're frozen. So I think that means we're free. So that means Deconverted. Okay, great. DeGrowly Bear was correctly kicked off, and Deconverted Man should hopefully be able to call back in. And I'll make sure to mute this so that when I notice him over there, it will be. Oh, right on, Sir Wicked. Sir Wicked. Sir Wicked, of course. Excellent. So another thing I'd like to learn about is... Yeah, let me see if I can phrase this correctly for the robot. Let me summon the Robothoughts. There we go. And we'll do this. I'm using vMix right now, and I'm using hard cuts to transition between a full screen on me and a 2-shot of me and a guest. Is there a way to explain to me how I would make it so the graphics would use motion to transition between the two? It is so hard to summon carefully crafted prompts on the fly talking out loud. That's so silly. Yeah, Matt Dillahunty vibes with Brian hanging up on callers. I'll not deny it. All right, let's see whether or not. Okay, so Deconverted Man, what you want to do is try just opening in an incognito browser, starting again. And DeGrowly Bear was saying that what worked for him was to click on the Advanced tab. Yeah, I think it's vMix Call or Call vMix. I'll tell you what, whatever it is, I can get you a. Yeah. It is vmixcall.com or reply to user. There's one that lets you skip. That lets you skip the password thing. Because maybe it gave you a different one. Okay, so let's try to process this, what we got here. Oh. Is that what's going on? So here, if I open Call Manager, it says disconnected. Ah. There you go. So the incognito mode allowed you to see more options. That's great. You know, I'm told that incognito mode lets you see many things you might not otherwise see. Ba-dam-bam. Okay. Let me know, Deconverted Man. Okay, so if you're back in the Blue Void, let me try making a new room. So here's what I'll do is I'll change. I'm going to create a new room. I'll reset the password, copy the link, and then Deconverted Man, I'm going to give you this direct link. This is not a bad workflow. Now that I know what I'm doing. And then that one you should do, that's only for Deconverted Man. And then what you'll want to do is open it in an incognito browser, and hopefully that'll get you in. And then oh yeah, no, I'm aware of the irony, Hawk Worley. However, I'm also aware that we have a strong anti-fragile network in which all of the nodes know each other. So like, for example, most of us remember that we bumped into Deconverted Man in previous iterations. Oh, it's not going to show up on YouTube. Okay. Well, then in that case, I'll give you the password. That's another good workaround. Very good. Oh, that's great. Because I can't just post that link. But what I can do. Look at this. It's almost as though the folks at vMix thought of all of these workarounds and answers to challenging questions. But yes, Hawk Worley, we're dealing with a small opening and an anti-fragile, strong human mesh network where all the nodes know each other. And by the way, that's how real strength happens. That is, in general, hierarchical structures are fast to break apart, and so an anti-fragile network is the very best kind. But yes. All right. So anyway. The camera cut stays hard, but the framing moves. A zoom pan move between two differently framed shots of the same camera, not a traditional transition. Okay. Two virtual inputs. and a move transition. One is a tight solo shot. The other is a wide solo shot. Oh, I did the wrong one. Okay. I didn't realize, Deconverted Man, that you're over on the Scam Nation side of things. Thank you for your service, sir. Yes, we are all asymmetrical. Okay. So you do the same shot twice and then you move between the two. Okay. Yep. No, I understand all of that. Oh, look at this, guys. It's actually coming up with pictures that are maybe helpful. I don't know why. Yeah, I can do all of that stuff. Oh, that's wild. It's now getting into the aesthetics of things, trying to bring up gentleman era stuff. So let's put it this way. When using vMix, what should I aim for in terms of resource saturations? Well, hello, Marion G. Wonderful to see you. Happy solstice to you too. Is today the solstice? Man, I should probably figure out where the sun is doing its thing so I can real quick build my own personal Stonehenge. Yeah, Bubble 27, I don't hate it. I kind of don't hate it. It kind of feels like the right thing because ultimately a battle for streaming is really a battle to communicate effectively with people. It's to remove friction. It's to remove layers. And as somebody who's coming out of a phase where there are just too many layers between you and me, I am thrilled to get back to very few layers. Oh, Deconverted Man is saying yes. I hope that's a yes of jubilation. Let me real quick. Oh, okay. Wait, well, I can't post the link. Oh, the vMix. Yeah, I see. The link is vMix call. And then that password is the password I gave you, but I'll give it to you again. Well, here, I'll give this reply to user. Yeah, there's no clear, easy way to delineate between which of the two YouTube channels it's coming in on. I'll get you the password now. Okay. We'll see. We'll see if this works. During a live show, the CPU should be under 60%, which right now, CPU vMix is at 7%, which is pretty good. GPU should be under 70%, which we're at 59% right now, which is not bad. Oh, watch this. Now joining us live, it's Deconverted Man. Ho! How are you, sir?
It works.
It works. Here, watch this. You want to see a cool? So right now, when you talk, you won't hear your voice back, right? Give it a test.
Testing.
Right, and then now
A little bit of echo.
Okay, but now that'll be picked up on my mic. But watch this. Now I'm gonna send
right.
you back to yourself. So this will drive you batty. Now try that.
Oh, okay. This is where I can. Oh no.
Yeah, right. But don't worry. Now you're a robot.
I am a robot. All your base are belong to us.
There we go. Okay, all right. That was me flexing the fact that I figured all that stuff out. Ladies and gentlemen, is this the very first time that I'm meeting Deconverted Man?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either. But I do know that you've reached out a couple of other times about how you say you're a certified Bob Ross teacher.
No, that was the other guy.
Oh, there was another guy. What are you?
What am I? Lobster? No, amateur logistician.
Amateur logician?
Yeah,
Logic
informal logic.
Logic puzzles. Talk me through this. Tell me about this.
Informal logic is a subset of formal logic. In formal, you have A equals B equals C and all that. But informal logic deals with natural language. There's where you would get, Socrates is a man, or all men are mortal. Socrates is a man, therefore Socrates is mortal. And you have premise one, premise two, conclusion. And then identifying the various logical fallacies that might occur within that syllogism that's displayed to you or people are using. And this sort of analysis and argumentation, knowing how informal logic works, allows you to spot, right up your alley, scams, like bad thinking. I was like, my opponent, has lied or whatever. And it's like, even if that's true, they could still have good arguments. They could still have valid points to make now. So, you go, oh, that's an ad hominem. Okay, that's an attack on the person, not the argument. So you're able to look at the world in a slightly different way once you know informal logic.
Tell me a bit about where you get to apply this work. Is this like as part of a day job or a side gig or at the pub and on the street?
Well, I do it on YouTube. Really, I mean, you can apply the understanding to anything, to all conversation. It could be seen as some sort of debate or dialogue at any rate. So there's different types of dialogue. We have information exchange, we have negotiation dialogue, and of course we have a persuasionary dialogue. And so right now this is kind of a information gathering dialogue from your side. You're trying to get information from me, so I'm providing you with the information I know. And then if it was information exchange, I'd be telling you something, you'd be telling me something. Of course, negotiation, we're kind of familiar with that. We both try to get what we want most out of that, but we both are satisfied. Even though we didn't get everything we wanted, we got the most that we could, ideally. And then in a persuasionary dialogue, I'm trying to convince you of something being true. So I say, believe me, it's really true. It's because money back guarantee, whatever the whatever the thing is. So the understanding the different types of dialogue and being able to identify which dialogue you're currently in, and then applying, because there's 1,000 different logical fallacies, and memorizing all of them is a little bit difficult, but it can be done. But just knowing the basics of the system, of going, okay, well, you said something, but it didn't. Maybe it sounded okay, but it wasn't. It wasn't sound. It wasn't a valid argument. You didn't construct it right. So something fishy is going on here. So maybe what you said is true. Maybe what you said is false. I don't know. I'm going to be skeptical of that conclusion. and that's it. I'm just going to put it on like a shelf in my brain and say, I don't know if it's true or false, but your argument sucks. So we'll come back later, or you come back.
So what is the number one mistake people make when they are when they begin a dialogue? Because it seems like oftentimes folks don't even think in terms of like what are we doing here? What is the point of the discussion? Is that necessary, or does that sometimes reveal itself? And I suppose just to clarify, I've been thinking a lot about. Have you read Steven Pinker's new book, When Everybody Knows What Everybody Knows?
No.
One of the bits in there is about how many modalities of communication, what they do is they take hidden knowledge that exists only in your brain, and they make it into common knowledge where everybody knows it. But more importantly, everybody knows that everybody knows it. It's one thing, even if everybody knows that a stop sign means stop, that's good, I guess. But it's not nearly as important when I'm driving a car that I know that everybody knows that a stop sign means stop, because that's going to affect all of my decisions. And so there are an example he gives is I'm going to mess up the story, and unfortunately it's politically charged, but I can't think of a better one. Early teens, Barack Obama is up on stage at the White House press, whatever the funny dinner is, and he makes a joke about, Donald Trump's in the audience. Maybe put him in charge of government spending, and then awkward pause, and then one person starts laughing because he knows that Donald Trump has had a lot of bankruptcies recently. It was a mean thing to say, but the laughter in and of itself happens automatically because he clicks with his hidden knowledge that is being incongruently spoken aloud. And then another person has a piece of the puzzle. Well, there's two characters. There's Barack Obama. There's Donald Trump. He just said a thing, but that person left. Why would that person laugh? Now it's a new puzzle to solve, and then it unlocks it in him, and then he laughs, and then there's a cascade, and then that revealing of hidden preferences is an area I've spent a lot thinking about lately. And I'm wondering if you have any knowledge on that aspect of revealed preferences. And the reason I brought it up now is because oftentimes before you even begin, there has to be a ceremonial announcement of we are here to negotiate. That makes sense in a negotiation. But is this a feeling, solutions, or whatever different kind of conversation? Do you need that declaration at the beginning? Or do you find yourself having conversations where that becomes revealed over the course of the conversation?
Well, yeah. When I go into it, I usually know what kind of dialogue I'm having with the person. Because we set it up beforehand. They emailed me and were like, okay, I'm going to do an interview of you. So it's a information gathering. I'm gathering information about you from you. Or we want to do debate. Well, that's going to be a persuasionary dialogue from both people. They're both trying to persuade each other, and there's a conflict of interest that has to be resolved. I don't know if there's any one big major mistake that is made, but one thing that might be of interest to you would be erratic dialogue. And this is where when somebody says argument, you might think of this type of dialogue intuitively. If you argue with, say, your spouse or girlfriend, boyfriend, what have you, that's an erratic dialogue. And what's interesting about that is, let's just say your wife says, take out the trash. And you're like, okay, I know about that. Take out the trash. I asked you like 20 times. You didn't. You did like maybe 3 times. I'm playing my game, whatever. And then she's really mad, and you're like, what? I was going to do it later. It's just, I know it's there. I know it's my responsibility. I'm going to do it when I feel like it, not right now. So now you're having this fight and all these things, and now you're telling her, oh, what about this way back when? Then you did this, and you're throwing all these words. So what's happening is the erratic dialogue, the technique of the dialogue is to hit out the other opponent verbally. So you're saying things to hurt them. They're saying things to hurt you. But the goal of the dialogue is reveal the deeper basis of the conflict. it wasn't necessary. It could be about taking out the trash, but maybe there's something below that. Maybe this is about her feeling like if you can't do this one simple thing, then that means I can't trust you to do the bigger things that are really important, that I have to count on you to do. So if you can't do this one small task now, when I've noticed it and it bothers me now, then you're not going to pay that bill on time, and then oh no, panic, and all these feelings are in there, but you can't get at that because, and why it's erratic, it's not irrational dialogue, it's irrational dialogue, because now you're throwing these insults at each other, you're trying to hurt each other, knocking each other down, and you're never going to get to the actual goal. So it's important to go, oh, I'm in that dialogue. Okay, we're in that dialogue. You said take out the trash. Let's talk about that. I didn't want to do that right now at this very moment. I will do that at X time. Is that okay? Or, you know what? I'll just do it now. And I'm sorry that, whatever. And then if there is deeper things below that, let's talk about that, because obviously me not doing that made you feel something. Let's try to figure out what that is below it. That way we don't engage in knocking each other down with words, because that's not going to get us anywhere. So
I wonder
the fight.
I wonder how often the two parties, when they're having an erratic dialogue like that, neither one of them begins really knowing what the conversation's about. And the image that pops into my mind is rock tumbler. Like somewhere is a platonic truth of what this conversation wants to be. That's a little bit hippier than I like to phrase it, but I can't think of a better way. Like the conversation wants to be a thing, and the only way to find out is to unfairly knock it around a few bunch. And yes, unkind words and gotchas, something that works on the I did a witty rejoinder, but also I'm being mean, but it reveals layers that I'm still hurt from that thing 7 times ago. And then oftentimes both parties, and maybe this is a we're all growing up thing that we're going through, but both parties will realize, oh, we're veering into unproductive territory. Let's, now that we've explored some pseudopods out there, let's retreat and decide, what do we want to resolve in the 15 minutes that we have on this? Well, I would like you to take out the trash. Well, that I can definitely do right now.
Yeah. Yeah. And men and women, broadly speaking, of course, it's a there's gray area, but broadly, men want to fix things and women want to feel things.
Yeah, and this is, and we're all aware this is an unfair cartoon that is also undergirded by all of human histories of, we got Herodotus saying, women drive like this.
Yeah. We feel, and so if that's true to any extent, or what amount that's true, so in a relationship man-woman, the woman will say, here's these problems, people at work, blah, blah, blah. And you're like, well, just tell them this, that, and the other. And it's like, no. I just wanted you to hear what I said and say, oh, yes, I agree. Those people are, I hear what you're saying. I feel what you're saying.
Right.
It wasn't about fixing the problem. Whereas see, knowing your own psychology, and maybe that's not how you think, maybe, because not everybody's the same, of course. It's just kind of a broad brushstroke that many men are this way, many women are this way, and of course there's nuance to be learned, and all that. But knowing at least yourself to whatever extent one can, then you go, okay, I know I'm going to want to fix this, and I know that she wants this. Maybe she does want to fix, maybe she doesn't, maybe whatever. And so if I can respond in the way they want rather than the way I want, then that's a greater way to communicate effectively. But that takes time. We have to learn each other's needs, wants, and desires, and we have to talk that out. And knowing what dialogue we're in, and knowing when to recognize. It's kind of like when to recognize that I got mad. Like I had an anger management problem, and I was like, I would get mad, and and I'm like, wait a minute. Right before I got mad, I felt this thing, this little warning feel in my head. And okay, that means I'm going to get mad. So I'm going to run away. I'm going to literally go to my room, whatever I need to do to get away from it.
Yeah,
So
that
then I-
that pattern interruption that resets it.
Right. Right. It's in the same way. It's like, oh, wait a minute. I'm starting to insult you. This is a erratic dialogue. I'm sorry about that. Let's take a moment. We'll go to our separate areas, corners of the room, whatever we got to do. Go outside, stand outside for a while, get something, cold to drink, whatever, and then go. Okay, let's deal with what we can deal with that's on the surface, and then when you feel like it, when I feel like it, let's dig deeper if we need to, or maybe we can write it out, whatever works best for us. Let's do that. And just knowing it intuitively and then putting it into practice, of course, is always going to be two different things. But yeah, I mean, that's one of the many dialogue systems is erratic, and I think it's probably the one that many people are exposed to, that familiar, because people have relationships, and so that comes up.
Well,
hopefully you have a relationship.
I'll tell you what. I actually, we could easily do another hour on this, but we're at the gym. We're doing laps, and so what I'll do is I'm gonna unfairly kick you off the air, and we'll see if it works. But now we have a path going forward. And disconnect. Boom. All right, disconnected. It worked. We did it. That's another one down. We're at the gym. I realized I have to put time on the clock so that we can keep doing the reps. Because the more of these we do, the faster we reveal, much like that rock tumbler of erratic dialogue, a thing I just learned today. Thank you very much, Deconverted Man. Guys, it's working. It's working exactly as intended, which is the weirdest kind of working I could think of. That was fantastic. Okay, so next up, let's see if that same password works. If anybody wants to call in, just make sure in the chat to just sort of make noises that let me know who's incoming so I can adjust to it on the fly. But that was interesting because in this shot, it was too restricted, and I found myself wanting to write notes. This is not terrible in terms of a UI. It does kind of... Look at this, I can do... Oh, wait, but it has me below it. Interesting. Yeah, Sentient Program. I hope we could do a lot more of that stuff as well. That'd be great. There we go. Tony and Bowden says they're going to call. I will send you the password. There you go. And that should go directly to you. That works out pretty good with Social Stream Ninja. I don't hate that. And then in the meantime, let's get back to learning on this. Dropped frames. How can I tell if there are drop frames without... Oh, we have... oh, interesting. Call manager. We got Tony and Bowden. Or Tony, I'm Bowden. I don't know. We'll find out which one. Hang on one second. Without relying on my lying eyes. For example, I can't tell if the side scrolling Chiron is stuttering or not. There we go. I'll let it cook on that for a second. And meanwhile, ladies and gentlemen, joining us, calling from somewhere. Oh, this is another thing we could do, is we could say what land you're calling from. Tony, is it I'm Bowden or in Bowden? Oh, wait a minute. I don't have you. Here, talk some more.
Sorry, I might have had my mic muted on my end too.
Yay! There we go. What was up?
Not much. Yeah, it's Imboden.
Imboden. Okay. We see. I saw the IM and then capital B, and I was like, "Is that 3 different words?"
No, German last name.
Got it.
From what I was told, it's like McAdams.
Yeah. Oh, got it. Tony Imboden. All right. Wait. What are you teaching me, Tony?
Sign language, American Sign Language, alphabet.
Ooh, great. Okay, you could tell. Okay, we're learning American Sign Language. Here, let me throw. We'll go back to this one, and I'll throw this on. We're doing I'll turn this up. ASL with Tony Imboden. Okay. You can tell me which ones I'm getting wrong in which order, right? It's whoop, nope. There we go. Okay, so it's A, right?
Yes.
B,
Yes.
C,
Yep.
D,
Yep.
E,
Yep.
F.
Nope.
Damn. What is
E.
F?
F.
F. Okay, so what's a good mnemonic to anchor in order to get things to stick in your mind? You want it to be a really sticky visual, oftentimes transgressive. So I'm gonna picture 3 fingers in the butts of 3 frogs.
Sure.
Because frog starts with F, and then I'm gonna picture showing them to my family, and they're gonna go, "Fuck," and then I'll be able, and then I'll make them go "Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo-doo," like that.
Yep.
All right, so now it's A B C. Wait, A B C D E F, and then is that G? G
Nope.
is
G.
1. Yeah, G H I
I.
J.
J.
And is K like okay. So I'm
Yeah.
doing
So the way I do it, I try and get the middle finger straight out, index pointing up, stick the thumb in between.
got it. K. All right. L. So
Yep.
K I'm soft on. K is I'll think of the nook. The nook. Get that thumb in the nook.
Yep.
K L M N O.
Yep. P is just the K handshake pointed down.
Ooh, think about the. Okay, got it. So, again, transgressive imagery works. Hopefully, I'm not corrupting any youth right now. If I think of K as the nook, I'm picturing a lady's legs in the air. I guess her eggs in the air too. Her legs in
Yes.
the air, but then she has to go to the bathroom, so she goes pee.
Yep.
Right? That's P.
Yep.
So KP,
Yep.
KP duty. I got KP duty. Got it. P, Q. I have no idea. Is that
So you remember? Nope.
no?
You remember G?
G. Yep.
Pointed down.
Okay. So GQ. So just like KP, there's a linkage. GQ. I'm picturing a Gentleman's Quarterly episode, issue all about kitchen patrol, kitchen duty, KP duty on GQ. So GQ.
Yep.
And again, the thumb is kind of in this nook.
Oh, I usually keep it separated.
Q. All
Yep.
right. All right. Got it. Q.
Yep.
R. R. I don't know.
There.
Oh.
Fingers crossed.
Okay, so this one I gotta think. Pirates lie. Yeah. Are you gonna hand over the treasure? Arr.
Yep.
Yes, definitely. But he's crossing his fingers because he's a liar. R.
Yep.
Okay. R. Okay.
Then S.
S is like A, but
The
cross.
thumbs in front.
Okay, got it. S. T. Yep.
Nope. Nope.
No.
Rotate your hand.
T. Okay.
Yep.
T, and then what's
Or either palm in, palm out.
okay? T, and then what's U? U V W.
W.
Now X.
X.
X, Y, and then Z or Z.
Z.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see if we get it. All right. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R. Oh wait.
Yeah, you're right so far.
S,
Yeah.
T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. Oh, we
There
did
you
it!
go.
Tony and Button, that was fantastic. All right, now I'm going to unfairly kick you off the air. Thank you very much. That was amazing.
Yep.
There we go. Oh, that's awesome. Guys, it's working. It's working. It's coming together. It's happening. Exactly as I foreseen it, and then went about slowly constructing brick by brick. That was a hell of a... There we go. Oh, a GTFO. Okay. Well, I mean, normally I just... Okay. It's taking a minute. So I wonder... That delay, I suspect, is a drive spinning up. So... It makes me want all the drives to not calm down ever. Which makes me want to mess with power settings, but instead what I'll do is I'll just add that to a list of to-dos. That's a note card, people. Gonna jot down a note card. Couple of things. E drive. Live. Animated transitions. Got it. Another piece of the puzzle. Ooh, there we go. Bubble 27. There we go. Yeah, you could call and we could do audio only. I could just not put yeah, just try calling in and making noise. If you need the password, I'll give it to you. Let's do this. There you go. And then you should be able to call in and we'll do the card trick. Feels like it wants to be here. Robert Williams says, I don't have anything to teach at the moment, but I figured I'd let you know about my Substack blog. I assume that there's a link there, Robert Williams, but unfortunately you'll have to kind of speak it out in code so that we can promote it. Oh, Substack blog, examine everything. What's your pitch, Robert? Oftentimes in branding and marketing advice, I tell people, figure out the one slice of the world that's broken and why your thing is the fix. For example, in Scam School, the actual lessons, of course, were magic tricks, but that's not the way we positioned it. I say we. I need to quit being so deferential. I positioned it. I did it. I positioned it always as, you have a terrible problem, you don't know how to drink for free at the bar. Let's go about it. There we go. All right, we've got Bubble 27 online. Bubble, there we go. Are you there?
Yeah, you can call me Alex if you want.
Alex, it's so good to see you. There we go. Let me get Alex on here. There we go. All right, we're going to do a long distance card trick.
You have a deck of cards handy, I presume.
Oh, you better believe it. As a matter of fact, I have not just any deck of cards. I have a fantastic, incredible, top quality marked deck of cards that I picked up by going to 110.scamstuff.com. Scam Stuff, that's gear for the modern rogue. That's where I'm offering a 110% guarantee, money back guarantee. I'll pay you more money than you pay for it if this isn't the best Magic kit that you've ever seen. It's only $20 and ships direct from the manufacturer, but they're not offering a 110% money back guarantee. Only I am guaranteeing that you'll get reactions like this because it includes pro grade Magic and an awesome trick marked deck of cards. Okay, so here's an interesting new challenge for me to do. Let me see if I can solve this on the fly. One second here, Alex.
You're creating a little bit of space, I assume?
Yeah.
That looks like it'll do the trick.
There we go. And so let me, right now, this goes over here. I'm going to recommission preset number 2 to that. Look at that.
I like it.
And then let me, hold on. There we go.
I just want to give you a little bit of background while we're setting up.
Okay, go for it.
I first saw this trick. I believe you were asking for an explanation on one of your oldest videos.
Ooh.
And I went and looked at that trick and deconstructed it working backwards. And then I decided to play around with the trick and make a few adjustments. And once I put the whole thing back in forward gear, it was a lot smoother and cleaner than the original.
Oh,
and I
beautiful.
even gave it a name. It's called Lucky Number 7.
All right. Walk me through
You
it.
think you can remember my lucky number?
I'm going to bet it's a popular lucky number. I'm ready.
It is. It is the lucky number 7 that you have sitting face up on the table right there. But I'd like you to go ahead and give those cards a thorough shuffle.
Okay. Yeah. Right now they are in new deck order. Oh, wait. We got a bunch of garbage cards in there.
Somewhat.
There we go. Kind of new deck order. There we go. And you know what? Here, let me grab the close-up pad. 1 second.
Okay. But I think you will end up recognizing the trick once we get deep into the trick.
I've been told that a lot of magicians were worried about the angles when they were performing on The Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, but they would be assured that Johnny has very good, very poor peripheral vision. And so I suspect I will not recognize this trick.
Well, it's not about your peripheral vision. It's just about your memory of tricks in general.
All right. Okay, ready. I'm good and
You
shuffled.
think those cards are fairly well mixed?
Yes.
Now, I'm going to allow you to choose a poker hand for yourself. You get to go through that deck and pick out any 5 cards you want. I'm just suggesting a poker hand because that's easier to remember. But if you want to pick any 5 random cards, go ahead and note down whatever cards you want to choose and pull them off to the side.
So we're not competing. These just need to be memorable. They don't need to be a superior, particularly good hand or anything.
Any 5 cards of your choice, and I am going to find all of them from here in Indiana, by the way.
Okay. Okay. This is when I met Michael Amar at the Texas Association of Magicians. He this is before we had phones on us, before we had things to write with all the time. He wanted to give me his phone number, so he just asked for my deck of cards, and he just culled out a bunch of cards and put them in order, and then handed them back. And so the top digits were, 512, the rest of his number. And I thought that was cool. So what I'm going to do for my hand is I'm going to do the zip code of Modern Rogue World Headquarters, 787.
Well, I was going to try and stop you before you told me what your cards
no, that's
were.
fine. You know what? I'll do a
But it
different
doesn't matter
one.
too much.
No.
It
Here,
doesn't
I'll
matter
give
too
one
much.
you can't possibly know.
I've also edited another trick. If you remember the 654 club trick,
Oh yeah.
I did a little bit of tweaking with that one to actually insert my own name and address into the trick.
That's great. Okay.
And it still works out
I've got
exactly the same.
5 cards. And
Okay, I'm going to turn my camera away so you
Yep.
can see that I'm not looking, so you can show everybody what cards you have.
okay.
You see that I am facing you towards the outside of my house.
Okay, there we go. And I can verify he's not looking. And meanwhile, people at home can probably figure out that I did a clever thing of,
I can't wait to see it.
okay. All right, got it.
All right, now go ahead and make sure those are not facing up and just set them on a pile to themselves.
Yep.
And I'm going to leave myself facing away just to increase the difficulty of this. I'm going to have you deal out 5 piles of 7 cards face down onto the table.
Okay, five piles of 7 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Got it.
And you can just set the rest off to the side like that.
Got it.
Now I want you to take your first unknown card and place it on top of whichever pile you want to be pile number 1.
Okay, this is pile number 1.
Now take any number of cards from pile number 2 that you want and move them on top of pile number 1. It can be 1, it can be all, it can be 0.
Got it.
All right, now go ahead and take your second card and put it back on top of pile number 2.
Got it.
And then take pile number 3 and steal as many cards as you want from that pile to put onto pile number 2.
Got it.
And now take another card and put it on top of pile number 3.
Yep.
Take another pile, pile number 4, and steal as many cards as you want from it to put on top of pile number 3.
Okay, got it.
I think you're sensing a pattern here. So
Yep.
let's go ahead and do the last card, or the second to last card. And then pile number 5, take as many cards as you want from it and put it on top of pile number 4.
Got it.
And then take your last card, put it on top of pile number 5.
Got it.
Now I want you to pick up pile number 5 and put it on top of pile number 4.
Yep.
Pick all of those up, put it on top of pile 3. Pick all of those up, put it on top of 2, put it on top of 1. And go ahead and set that back on the remainder of the deck.
Okay, the cards that were previously pulled out of the story.
Yeah, the leftover cards.
Got
just
it.
Go on the bottom like that. Now, what was the name of this trick?
What was the name of this trick?
I'll give you a hint. It has to do with a lucky number.
Oh, lucky number 7, of course.
Lucky number 7. So I want you to take 7 cards from the bottom of the pile and put them on top of the pile.
There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on top. Got it.
All right. Now let's see where this trick actually begins, because this is just the setup. So I want you to look at the top card and see if that's one of your... Yeah, go ahead and look at the top card, and I hope I'm not messing up at this phase.
Nope.
Is that one of your cards?
No, this is not.
Okay, so to go ahead and leave it face up and put another card face down next to it. And now turn over the next card and see if it's one of your cards.
Nope.
Okay, put another one face down next to it. One up, one down.
Yep.
And go ahead and keep doing that until you see one of your cards. If you see what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
And let me know if you ever see one of your cards. You just let me know, and then I'll start the trick.
Oh man, I know enough about good plotting and magic tricks to know that I should probably not be critically examining every single card. I'm gonna bet that I'll go the entire way without this revealing itself.
I reckon you might have a thought of what this trick may be from here.
Yeah, I'm not seeing it.
You still haven't seen one of your cards yet?
No.
None of them.
Uh,
Well, that's a little unlikely, but I
oh,
guess
oh,
we can
wait,
try
no.
again.
Well, okay,
Go
then
ahead.
maybe I did. I'm not gonna lie.
No, 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 no. It may be correct. It may be correct. Let's just set those off to the side and try again with the ones that are left face down. Go ahead and turn one of those face up and let me know if that's your card.
No.
Nope, one up, one down, and turn over another one. You still haven't seen any of your cards?
No, I'm just gonna run through them.
No. Okay, keep going. Keep going until you see one of your cards. That's extremely unlikely,
Okay, no.
probability wise.
Wait, man, I don't know if I'm screwing it up or not. I may or may not have seen a
No.
card. I actually don't know.
I'm just saying, probability wise, it's extremely rare to go. You've got 5 cards in a 52 card deck.
Yeah, should I do it again?
Let's try it again. One up, one down. Let's see what we got. Still, you had 5 cards selected, right?
All right, so I'm down to 6 cards here.
Okay, turn over the top card. Let's see what that is.
That's a rando.
That's not your card.
Correct.
You have 5 cards in your hand, and we've gone through the entire deck, and you haven't seen any one of your 5 cards.
Let's assume that's the case and that I definitely remember all my cards.
All right, let's turn one over and see if that's one of your cards that you think is one of your cards anyway.
Oh no, I definitely fucked up the trick.
No, I messed it up. I believe. I think there was a spot in the middle there where I said, I hope I didn't mess up at this phase, where I was supposed to have one card face down.
Oh, well, here, let's just do it again. Or do we want to learn it, or do we want to save it?
It's up to you, man. You have the knowledge of what to do now.
Well, here. So I would say that in general, all of these live streams I don't really save or turn into stuff outside of just for the record. So what I'll do, here's what I'll do. I will do in spades. I will do a version of what I did so they'll be all more recognizable. Now that I know what kind of trick we're doing, I'll do 902.
I believe you originally asked about this trick when it was 3 piles of 15 cards or something like that.
Yeah. 90210. And then I'll do
Beverly Hills.
yeah. So let's see, where is
Now-
there we go. 90210.
Since this is for everybody's education, I say we keep your cards face up this time
Yep.
and just run through the tricks so we can see where I made a mistake.
Sure.
I'm happy to have made a mistake. Mistakes happen, and the only thing you can do is move forward from there.
So this is 5 piles of 7 cards, right?
Correct.
7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then these guys.
Now that I'm remembering. Yeah, now that I'm remembering, the original trick had 2 piles of 15 and a pile of 10 to make the math work out.
Okay.
Which didn't have all the piles even. It didn't have the lucky number 7 going on. That's why I like this version better. So go ahead and place any of your cards on top of pile number 1.
Yep. Pile number
Face
1.
up still.
Actually,
Yep.
here, I'll do
Hey.
9.
Take any number of cards from pile number 2.
And
And
then
then put one on top of pile number 2.
right?
Any number of cards from pile 3.
And then
And then put a card on top of pile number 3.
yep.
Any number of cards from pile 4. And then put a card on top of pile 4.
Yeah, I think I did 0, and then we'll do 4.
Yep. Then any number of cards from pile 5. And then put a card on top of pile 5.
Yep.
And then pick up pile 5 first.
Yep.
Then 4. Then 3. Then 2. Then 1. And then they all go on top of the remainder.
Okay, and these, so in other words, the last card is still on top of the deck, right?
Correct. And
Yeah.
now you take 7 cards from the bottom for lucky number 7 and put them on top.
Got it.
And now the math should be set at this point that a series of ups and downs shouldn't reveal any of your cards.
Oh,
'cause
that's
that one
great.
would
So
be
yep,
face
yep,
down.
that's right. And
Yep.
then that's 2.
And that one would be in the hidden information pile.
That's 3.
Hmm.
There we go.
Sorry
4.
for confusing your brain here.
Oh no. That's it's this is a good workout.
Yep.
There we go. Flip.
It's definitely
Flip,
harder with some
Flip.
face-up cards.
Yeah, I was about to say flip. I have to burn a few more calories to keep that in mind. Flip.
Yep.
Here we go.
And
All right.
now here's where I think I needed to put one card face down first.
Okay.
So try doing one card face down.
Just deal it
And then turning
down.
the next card face up. Yes.
So deal
next
one
to it.
and then face up.
Yep. And then do face down again. Face up. Face down. Face up.
Yeah, I got
And
it.
then
So
that
the,
would be face down. Yep. That was exactly where I made my mistake. And I knew I made it there. And that's why I said something.
oh wait. Hold on.
It's fine. That one still goes face up.
Oh
And then
yeah.
the next one
That's right.
already
No, we're
face
messing
up
with
goes face
ourselves
down.
because we're doing the face up and face down thing. That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. And so this stays hidden.
It's still in the good pile.
Yep. And then great.
All right. And then the face up remainder goes off to the side. Now do one up, one down as before.
Yeah.
Face up
Okay.
first.
So the first go round, you need to do one up, then one down, and then you invert it for
then
the second
second
one.
time it's one down, one up.
Right. Okay. But now we're back to one up,
And
one
then
down.
the third time back to one up, one down.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's great.
And now we have all your cards in the hidden pile and one extra.
And then one extra,
And then you flip over the extra card,
and then
and all that's left in their hand is their 5.
oh,
chosen
that's
cards.
delightful. So things that we repaired is the initial one had 3 piles. So that one had a bit of simplicity with 2 piles of 10 and a 5. But this one you get a little more complexity, but you get more symmetry through the entire thing.
You also get more volunteers. You can have 5 different people select a card.
Yeah, that's great. And so, and also you're anchored by playing in the space of a particular poker hand. In this case, I was being too clever by half by picking a particularly clever hand. But
It's quite all right.
yeah. Hold on one second. Here we go. That's great. Is have you published that variation on there, or did you were you able to track the provenance on it or anything?
I have looked into the origins of that trick, and I'm not sure exactly where it came from. I'm going to have to research that one if I want to, but I just like having added my own flavor to it and improving the trick and not try to claim it as my own.
Yeah, well, that's fantastic, man. Well, thank you so much, and hopefully we'll get more of these. If you think of another one, let me know next time we're doing Teach Me Something.
I absolutely will keep that in mind, but I don't know of any other long distance card tricks other than self-working ones.
Yeah, well,
However, I do have a few self-working ones in the chamber.
yeah, well, it's a good puzzle to crack. All right, man, I'm gonna unfairly disconnect you now. Bye. Boom. Guys, I think it's starting to work. I don't understand how it happened. Wow. All right, let me double check the calendar, see how much time we got. Today's largely unstructured. So in theory, I could go a bit longer. Here, I'll... Beautiful. Now I have completed my obligations. So let's try poking a bit at this vMix stuff and see if we can animate some of our connections. So knowing that it's not a problem to play at this space. Well, let's see what it says here. The render time meter. Bottom status bar, let it left side. Render time. How to read it. Green, safe. Yellow, frame arrived late. Red, dropped frame, that's bad. Visible or not. So in this case, we are 2160, 30 frames per second. Time is currently floating around 18 to 22 milliseconds. And for a 30 FPS show, it wants us under 33, so that's good to know. But in practice, keep it under 25. So far we're doing good. I do believe. Oh, thank you very much, Mobile. Appreciate it. That was great. Hard evidence. Settings, performance, look for dropped frames. Okay. We've got a settings, performance. I don't see. Where do I look? Question mark. Right, this tells me exactly where you are. You're looking in the wrong place. The place I told you to look. Here's where you should look instead. Here's 3 unrelated screenshots. Hey man, you told me to go to perform. Look, click on settings. That's so hilarious. The screenshot I sent was what I see after clicking on settings and performance. The thing you're describing isn't there. Hallucination? Hallucinate much? Do you? Yeah, the colorblind is because I have to do color inversion in order to get the whatever this is. The layered effect. Chroma. That's the word I was looking for. You're right. That was incorrect. LOL. So funny that I launched the nukes. Bottom right status area, not settings performance. Stream, record, multicolor, quarter. Yep. When streaming or recording is active, you'll see things. Yeah, that's all just not true. Lots of made up BS in here. Run a full, accurate report. Boop. Deep research. Checkmate. I'm looking for best practices. No. Read the rest of above context for what I want. 2. No. Read the rest of the above context for what I want. Yes. Specifically for quantifying a bit. Yes, also, but more importantly, a set of best practices to know how much overhead I can play with in my shots before I begin to affect output. See you around, Indiana Jones. That really is how it feels, Carl Winslow. It's just AI is like, LOL. Oh, whoops. That would be the easiest on there. Yep. All right, so let's peek real quick and see whether or not we're doing better on our click-through rates for the latest Modern Rogue episode, which is quite good, but is finding its home. Ooh, impressions click-through rate is getting better. Well, that's quite good. 2.4 is much, much better. And then meanwhile, engagement, we're cooking with fire. Look at that. The people who are watching it 15 minutes. That's excellent. That is a bunch of people who are finding its home. That is awesome. Okay, I am feeling much, much better about not overreacting right now. For anybody who hasn't been paying attention on the Modern Rogue channel, you know, we're doing a lane change where the content is getting a lot more thoughtful. Basically, I can't go injuring my hands for the rest of my life and mixing up chemicals and being surprised when the cops show up. So instead, we're having to do more smarter, nuanced, interesting programs, still with a live wire electricity to them. And anytime you change the flavor of, I don't know, let's say the number one soda in America in the 1980s, you're going to have a bit of a hiccup in terms of what people understand that brand to be. So there are a couple of nudges, like making sure to let everyone know that we're entering the gentleman era of the Modern Rogue story. But meanwhile, we're seeing a lot of turnover on other stuff. We're also seeing more of those first thumbs up, I think, were under the original one. The tone kind of implied that we were celebrating bots, which some people just automatically are going to kick back at you. But now it's more skeptical and an interesting question of, can your family tell you from a bot? Oh, we probably have data on our A/B test now. Ooh, 3-way tie. Yeah, that's interesting. I'll let that cook a little bit longer, because just by being a test, that means that the thumbnail is going to change from one visit to the next, and that'll increase the likelihood that it gets noticed. The gentleman era. Whoops, wrong button.
Did somebody mention my name?
I tried not to get too ethnic with my Barry White impression. All right, let's take a look at the overall landscape. Ooh, this looks to me This is quiet. Too quiet. This is a world that desperately wants a short to shake things up. I wonder what short we should post. Let's go digging. Oh, Dunbar's. Hold on, let's peek in Dunbar. That's great. These waves are indicative of its trying out different cohorts. I'm still bullish on this one. I still think this one has a good chance to pop at scale. We only have a few more days until Christmas, though. And then we're going to have to try different titles, like Family Gathering or whatever. You know what? There is. Let me see if I can find an example of it. You guys will like this. So, Brant has a whole style on this. Let's see if we can find one. Yeah, here we go. There you go. So you can see we start with a screenshot, we frame it, isolate the background, add some texture, brighten stuff, add some context to convey context, bring it into the color motif that makes it easy to recognize as you're scrolling through a bunch of other stuff, trying some different stuff. And then eventually we added that yellow line there. Brant added the yellow line. And then you end up something popping right out there. Wait, is this a specific word that I was supposed to recognize, Sentient Program 9699? Between gentleman and rogue? Or did you mean gentleman and scoundrel? And then the word was rogue. I don't know. Okay. All right, that guy's cooking on that. So then the question becomes, what do we want to do? Oh, you know what? We did have an interesting anomaly. I think we talked about it yesterday. Okay. Yeah, we're soft right now. I can't believe that the number one in the last 48 hours was a one-note joke. Send a self-addressed stamped envelope to 1-800-THE-MOON. But I suppose a little bit of that is to be expected since we're softening up the specific laser-like focus of the channel into some more general topics. As we get close to Christmas, it feels like we should pick a best of from the classic Scam School era. So let's do this. Let's go to content. Go to content shorts. Let's just go straight views. And see if any of these are begging to be punched up. Now this is interesting. So unlock handcuffs with the shim. We could do another one in this vein. Secret extra cold mode was just a great one. Greatest prank ever is the most recent one that we popped. So we could do another one from that era. Well, shoot. In order for me to look for these, I've got to go to a different workstation. Oh, yeah. That's pretty good. I didn't notice, Disney World, Orlando, and Disneyland, Los Angeles. That's pretty good. I don't know how I walked past that. Cowboy Hat Man, Andrew Heaton. Andrew Heaton is a national treasure. Very, very funny. The top percent of, okay. I'd seen for Twitch that if you average 18 viewers, you're already in the top 1% of streamers. If you average 6, you're in the top 3%. What is the likelihood of this being real? I would say very high, and that's less of a test. First of all, there's a bit of a hierarchy. It is astonishingly difficult to get anyone to do anything. Our concurrent views at any given time, you gotta wrap your mind around just how much traffic is peaking in and then moving on. And that's one of the things that I remind people is that whatever it is you're doing at all times, second for second, pretty much 3-5 seconds of it, that's all you get. You did it. If what you're doing on the surface is, for example, right now, working out tech problems, that's an accurate way to tell this story. Brian learning from the audience, that's another accurate way to tell the story. Being in this space is an accurate way to tell the story. And also demonstrating that Brian is listening to people. All of those things are accurate ways to understand what's happening. All of them can be understood in about 3 seconds of drive-by, peeking in, and then moving on. And so, with that being the case, there are a lot of people who stream for a very long time, mainly just to find out how to do it. My daughter did some Twitch streams with she built out an entire VTuber, incredibly animated personality, the whole 9 yards, everything all the way down. And then you start, and boy, oh boy, this is my origin story of, here, I'll tell you guys a version of this story. I kind of don't want to do a really good version of this because then I'm going to want to use this. I forgot to hit record. That's fine. This is all ephemera. These trophies right here, when I was 19 years old, 19 early 20s, they were validation that I knew I had a good story. But I knew that I needed to get it polished up, put it in the rock tumbler. And so I went out to Austin's world famous 6th Street. And there I stood on a strip of land where technically I was only trespassing, not performing in a public space without a permit. And there on the street were all the people coming and going. And there was me with my 2 trophies at the time, certain that I had a good magic show. But I wanted people to stop and watch and pick a card. If I was a musician, I could just have something, I could just play my bass, and then maybe somebody would throw $1 in the hat. But I didn't have that. So instead, I began to shout about what I had. Hey everyone, there's going to be an incredible show. I'm going to escape from Street Jacket. I'm going to break 30-pound bricks over my head, stick a nail in one eye, pop it out the other eye. I'm going to eat fire. And the more of the shouting that I did, the more a circle of avoidance would happen around me, because I did not realize it at the time, but I wasn't getting ready to do the performance. I was doing the performance. And the performance was, quite simply, the story was, a crazy man wants you to pick a card. And nobody was interested in that story. And that's incredibly tough. So some people learn to live stream and just act as though an audience is there the entire time, and they swoop in and they're like, what is going on? This is awesome. And then they hang out. That's tough to do. And so instead, having done a few laps of this over the last 25 years, you got to begin with something simple, a simple gift that everybody their life can be better for that 30 seconds that they spend watching it. In other words, we'll get to this later. I wrote an essay about this. There's only one place for you guys to see it. You've heard me say it before. You got to be signed up on the email list. The email list is the last bastion of hope. It's the last robust connective thread before algorithms divide all of us. I don't want to be divided. I want all of us to be in the same clubhouse. I want you guys to get my emails, and I want you to stay in touch. So I want you to head on over to signup.scamstuff.com or hit me up directly at brian@schwood.com. But in this, I talked about the importance of a bunny on the table. A little self-contained gift that is adjacent and congruent to the thing you really want. The magician wants to do a card trick, but he must begin with an uncomplicated gift, a bunny on a table, because he knows that 100 people pass, 200 people pass, 300 people pass. Eventually, one will self-select, show on up, and pet the bunny rabbit, at which point he's got one person picking a trick. And now there's the magician, there's the little girl, there's the deck of cards, there's the bunny on the table. Beep, beep, beep. So much going on. And that is a much stickier story that is easy to attract eyeballs that are coming and going. So that is a long, complicated answer to say, I 100% believe that 99% of all the streams out there have 0 to 1 people watching. And I also believe, trying to reconnect. I also believe that it is extraordinarily difficult to keep going. It's extremely difficult to get over the hump of being a self-sustaining artistic venture at any given time. It's extraordinarily, and I can't believe anybody would do it. Oh, this is great. Urinator. I love it. Talking loudly, shouting on a street corner what you're about to do. That is the original clickbait. Although, it's only clickbait if you don't deliver, right? I was delivering everything. So in that case, those are the loud, annoying headlines of back in the day. The instruction link for Magic for Everyone, the site's down. Almost certainly that's got to be a misspelling because that's the manufacturer's website. And unless they're the victim of a DDoS right now, I'll tell you what, drop me an email, brian@schwood.com. We'll take care of that. Yeah, that's the important part. Sentient Program 96.99 is the heart of it is learning. Whether I'm learning, we're learning. And that's definitely where we're at. All right. So I'm at a decision gate now. I actually have plenty of to-dos today. And rather than waste your time doing a bunch of half-baked stuff, I would love to get started. I may go live later just on the Mono Rogue channel or the Twitch channel. We'll see. But in the meantime, yeah, it is brutal to keep going. It's brutal and unfair, and it's what the world expects from you. It's a tough racket being in the storytelling biz. I'll tell you what. All right, guys. I'm going to punch out. I'll see you.